Thank you for tuning in to Sundays at the Square. I'm your host, Toni Ringgold, and I hope that everyone is having a wonderful weekend thus far. It's early in the morning on Sunday morning, and I know some of you are just waking up. Maybe some of you are just getting off of work. But I want to thank each and every one of you who tune in, either live or come back on my B106 and tune into the shows. I am so happy to have these wonderful guests that come on and express themselves and talk about different things that go on in the community every single Sunday. So it is really a blessing, and I am blessed to have another guest with me today. I want to give you guys an update for some of you who have listened to my show last week or the week before. You heard about Heart for Houston. Well, thanks to your donations from our listeners and from those in the community, we are now on our second trip going to Port Arthur and Beaumont and also the Houston area. And we have loaded up trailers and trucks, and we are taking the items that you, the community right here in the Killeen, Temple, Coppers Cove, Fort Hood area have donated. So I just want to take some time and just give you a round of applause. Thank you so much. We are so appreciative. And those who have been affected are appreciative as well. Please keep in mind that you can go and donate at the Harker Heights Event Center during the week from 3 to 8 p.m. What we are looking for right now is medical supplies and feminine products, and also diapers, adult diapers and children's diapers. We're needing things like gauze, Band-Aids, Neosporin, peroxide, like I said, feminine hygiene products. I mean, it's one thing to be displaced and to lose everything completely. It's another thing to not even, be able to take care of your basic needs. There have been a lot of clothes and clothing items and things like that are given. But what's being said right now is a lot of that people have. What they're really looking for right now are those things that we kind of forget about. Like, you don't necessarily think about, feminine hygiene products or, deodorant or diapers or, gauze, Band-Aids, things of those nature. That kind of goes to the back of your mind. But these are the things that they're in desperate need of. We know that there are a lot of elderly who are displaced. There are some elderly that, need things like the pens and, adult diapers for their daily use, and they don't have that. And they don't have an opportunity or a way to get to the restroom. So it is just it's become a very hard, even more of a hardship, and unsanitary and things like that. So what we want to do is we want to help provide those items. So for my listeners that are listening right now, you can go to 710 Edwards Drive in Harker Heights, Texas. It's the Harker Heights E-Center. And you can donate Monday through Friday from 3 to 8 p.m. Again, that's Monday through Friday from 3 to 8 p.m. Also, we have a GoFundMe set up. And you could just go on GoFundMe, because I don't have the link in front of me right now, but it's Heart, the number 4, Houston. You can look that up on GoFundMe, and it will let you know exactly, what's going on, how the monies are being used. I can tell you that we are extremely transparent. That's one of the reasons why I jumped on board, because I'm one of those people, if I'm going to donate my money or if I'm going to ask people to donate their money, I want to make sure that whatever it is, that it is completely legit. You don't want to, not knocking any of these other organizations, but we have heard things about certain organizations and where their money is the money actually getting to the people. I've seen Facebook pictures of, the food that's given to them, and it looks like scraps, and talking about millions of dollars coming in. We're not that at all. We are we're a grassroots organization. We're right here local, and we're trying to give quality items, quality products to quality people. These people need our help. So you can go to Heart for Houston on GoFundMe. You can also go to texasblackpages.org, and it can give you more information. Or if you follow me, Toni Ringgold, that's ToniRinGold, you can find out more. You can also go on Miss Phyllis Jones' page on KISS Community Connections, our sister station, 103.1. Shout out. You can look on and find more information. We're very transparent, like I said. The monies that will be used for the GoFundMe are going to cover things like rentals of trucks, gasoline, things of that nature. At any rate, I have a amazing guest with me today. You know how I feel. You know I love that word amazing, y'all. But I have a guest with me who I actually had the pleasure of spending some extended time with. So I can vouch for her. She is a sweet person, very understanding. I'll have to tell you guys about that story in just a little bit. But I want to introduce to you Miss Natasha Poe.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, so Natasha, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I am Natasha Poe. I was born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I came to Texas in the early 90s by way of the military. I am a 13-year Army veteran, and I then, shortly after that, went to nursing school and became a nurse. I'm a licensed vocational nurse, and where I worked at the as a mental health nurse, did a little bit of pediatric nursing and home health. So I love taking care of people. That is my thing. I love to just take care of people and make them feel good.
Awesome, awesome. So pediatric care. You know, I love babies, but I would, it would kill me to have to be around babies that weren't doing too well. How do you handle that?
You know, how do I handle it? I handle it as a mother that has birthed her child and wants her child to get well. And by that, just constantly talking to them and rubbing on them, touching. When you're dealing with pediatric nursing, touch and talking is very important because a lot of sick babies and children, especially if they can't talk, you think they're not understanding what you're saying. They hear you, and they do understand. And just a simple touch and talking to them will give them the strength to thrive, to keep going.
Right.
And that's the thing. I love babies. I just love caring for the little ones and the big ones as well. But babies is my thing.
Yes. I love babies too. I mean, they're precious. They're precious. Yes. What are some of the things that you've had to overcome with being a pediatric nurse?
Well, actually, death.
Oh.
You know, yes, that is the hardest of anything when it comes to, you know, people that you love or people that you are in constant communication with, that you see every day, and it's death, and dealing with the parents, and you know, not knowing what to say. Sometimes not saying anything at all is the best thing because you never want to say the wrong thing. So maybe just saying a silent prayer because you never know what their faith is. So saying a silent prayer for peace, you know, for them. And if they are men or women of faith, then, you know, pray with them and whatnot and just be there for them. And I think that's the hardest thing as a pediatric nurse to do.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I tried. I was right out of high school. I started majoring in psychology.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was majoring in psychology, I wanted to get into the field. And so what I did was I became a direct care worker for the Oaks. It was like a residential facility.
Okay.
In Austin, where I'm from. And it was a facility for children, but they had psychiatric issues. And there was one particular girl who, all of them, they loved me. They used to try to find out my age, and I was very young. So I think I was like 18 or 19. And, you know, some of these girls were like 16, 17. So they were like 2 years younger than me. So I would always act like I was older than what I was. You know what I mean? Because they didn't need to know I was still in my teens, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But I worked with them, and one of the girls, she had mental issues, but she was very suicidal, and so she ended up hurting herself pretty bad. And I just couldn't handle it. I
Yeah.
couldn't. I think that maybe now that I'm older and more mature, I probably could handle it. But I would come home crying every day when I would hear their stories and the things they went through. And it just was just, I think it was just too much for me to handle at the time. And so I just was like, nope, this isn't the line of work for me. I'm done. I'm good. It was very difficult. It was very difficult. And, you know, you talk to people that work in these types of fields, that work in the emergency or emergent ER or nurses or law enforcement. And they say, you know, you just kind of become numb after a while. And you just kind of cope. And I'm just like, wow. I mean, it takes a very strong person. Kudos to all of our first responders, to all of our nurses, all of those doctors and everyone. I want to give a shout out to you all, because the work that you do is so necessary, but it is so, I don't even know the word. It's just very difficult, and it takes a lot out of you.
It really does. It's mentally and physically challenging. And, you know, with me, I'd worked in psych nursing with adults for 5 years. And when I say that you don't realize that you can take on those spirits at your home when you leave that facility, and you definitely have to be a strong person to deal with that, because you know it's the things that I've overcome. I can honestly say it was nothing but the grace of God, you know.
Right.
And
it's something you're faced with day in and day out.
Yes. And I never knew that I had depression and anxiety the way that I did when I was working there. You know, and I was in denial, because I did not want to accept the fact that, I got, you know, nowadays people, you know, back then, you know, when we were growing up, when people say, you got some mental issues, that was like looked down upon.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you were inadequate, or something was wrong with you.
Yeah, exactly. And so I carried on that same feeling. And so, you know, being a veteran, I, you know, seeing my primary care physician, and there was just certain things that I was going through, and she was like, Natasha, I think you may just need to go see a psychiatrist. And I'm like, no, I'm a nurse. Good. I do not need to go see no psychiatrist. I'm good, you know. And so she had been telling me this for at least 3 years, and every time I just shot it down. And then as time went on, my anxiety and my depression became so heavy to where it was causing me to have panic attacks when I was driving, where my husband was having to take me to work, my daughter was having to take me to work, and my sister picking me up wherever I was at, having a panic attack. It overtook me. It overtook me. And, oh, my God, it overtook me. Now I understand, you know, my patients that were going through the depression and anxiety, how you don't want it to overtake you, but sometimes it's just like you don't know where to turn. You know what to do to get help, but you're in constant denial.
Like,
because
what does this mean if I have to, you know, if I have to take medication? What is this gonna do? What does this mean for me? I definitely could see, you know, nobody wants to be told that something is wrong with them. Nobody wants to hear that. But for all of our listeners, if you are going through something and you just can't seem to pull yourself out of that funk, you might need to allow someone to come in and help you. It's okay.
It is okay.
It does not mean that you're less of a person. Does not mean that you are not, you know, capable or, you know, whatever. You are still strong. You're still amazing. You're still able. But you might just need a little help, and that's okay. We all need help sometimes. So just want to say that to all of our listeners out there. So you decided to finally go and get help.
Okay, so I decided to finally go get help. And, you know, of course, I went to see the psychiatrist. And, you know, what they do is they give you the medication that you need to calm down, this and that and the other. And I call them Skittles.
Yeah.
I call them Skittle pills. I call them Skittles. And, you know, I took them, and I seen a big difference in my body as far as how I was feeling. And really, I didn't like the feeling because it started making me become a little more, you know,
lethargic?
I wasn't yes, lethargic. Mm-hmm. That's the perfect word. And I'm like, oh, Lord, this is not me. This is not me. It's helping me, but I need something else. I need something else. So then it went into, okay, let me just split it in half, you know. And that I did that for a while. I'm like, that's not going to work either. So what led me to really get help was I had been wrapping my hair for quite some time. Mm-hmm. And the ladies at work always ask, Natasha, why don't you do a tutorial and show us how to wrap your hair? I'm like, And, you know, I it's funny that I say this, but I really don't like talking in front of people.
Really? I don't get that ever.
I don't. I really don't like talking in front of people, so that was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And so I was telling my husband one day, and I said, babe, I said, the ladies at work want me to do a tutorial. He said, why don't you do it? I said, I don't like talking in front of people, in front of cameras and this and that and the other. He said, well, why don't you just do it for a few days? So I did it for a few days, and the ladies loved it. And so at the end of the third day, you know, the ladies were like, what happened? They were inboxing me. I was like, oh, it was just for 3 days. And they were like, no, you need to do some more. So I told my husband, he was like, I think you need to create a group. I said, I don't have the time for that. I do not have the time, and I just don't. No, my anxiety level will be on 10 trying to do all of this. I said, I'm not going to do it. But I did it. I did listen to my husband, and I created a group. It was originally called Rap Life 101, and what I did was each day I went live in the group at 12 o'clock on my lunch break and did a tutorial. Mm-hmm. And as time went on, it started off with 25 women, and then it progressed on to 50, and then 100, and 200, and 300. And in the beginning of me doing this, I would be in the mirror while talking to the audience. Mm-hmm. And, Toni, when I say God works in mysterious ways, because I was talking to the ladies and just, you know, ministering to them and encouraging them and, you know, inspiring them and giving them, you know, scriptures and things of that nature. And when I tell you that was like therapy for my soul, I became, it calmed me. It gave me a peace. It gave me peace. It gave me a sense of wholeness. And that's when I realized that is what calms my spirit. That is what was helping my anxiety decrease. And that was my therapy. And me doing that allowed other women to come out and talk about things that they never talked about. And that's why the group is a private group. It's not a group that you can just enter in, because in this group we talk about so many different things, and mm-hmm. I want it to be very intimate and for women to be comfortable enough to share their testimonies with other women. Mm-hmm. So this group was definitely God sent. And eventually I changed the name because I'm like, Lord, I need to change this name. I needed to represent who I am in you and who you are for these women. And he gave me Rapping in God's Love. Yeah. And it just flew from there. And when I say, Toni, I never would have fathomed to be where I'm at in Rapping in God's Love. I never would have thought that I would have developed a business on the side with Rapping in God's Love. And that's why I can say with Rapping in God's Love, it's more than a rap. It's a ministry. It's here to uplift and encourage and inspire other women to be strong and be fearless and tackle their fears and put forth that step in their and execute their faith, right, that God is going to help them come out of whatever that they're dealing with. And he will make a way. And it may be the smallest little thing that you don't have any idea, but it may be that small thing that helps you come out of what you want to come out of.
Absolutely.
And that's how Rapping in God's Love became to be what it is now.
That's beautiful. And I love it because it's so unique and different. It's not something that you would actually think of. So I just, I am just really excited about what you're doing in your journey. It's great. You know, sometimes help comes in the least expected ways. You know, you're looking for it in one way, and then it comes showing up in another way. So that's a really great thing. And I'm really happy for you. I love to hear that.
Thank you.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about. Oh, you're very welcome. I want to actually talk about your event that you're having coming up in October, in honor of breast cancer awareness. What is the name of that event?
It's called Rapping in God's Love, the Think Pink and the domestic violence. And when I say that this is going to be an event that is it's going to be intimate. I'm having it at my home.
Oh, wow.
And, yes, it's going to be at my home in the backyard. And it's just going to be all pink and purple things that we queens like. We like pink things. We like purple things because most queens like purple and pink.
So it's called Rapping in God's Love, Think Pink?
It's called, you know what? Let me look because I have so many different names for all of my events.
Because you're always doing an event, huh?
Ma'am, what you said, Toni?
I said you're always doing an event.
I am, and I let God use me as far as the names of what I wanted to be called and what I wanted to represent. And
I think is it wrapped up with pink and purple? Social?
Yes, that's what it is. Okay. Oh my God, thank you, Toni.
Yes, because it came up, and I was like, okay, this is great. I looked at it and I loved it.
Yes, yes.
So wrapped up with pink and purple. Wrapped up with pink and purple social. That's cute.
Yes.
And it's going to be Saturday, October 7th. Is that correct?
It's going to be Saturday, October 7th. If anyone is interested in attending, please inbox me on Facebook under Natasha Poe because I don't want to put my address out there for everybody to see.
No, I wouldn't.
But I'm also going to have it on Eventbrite, but I will not post my address. So, ladies, if you're interested, just please inbox me or call me. My number is 254-462-3417. We're going to have two guest speakers, one that is a breast cancer survivor, and the other lady is a domestic violence survivor as well. There's going to be raffles. There's going to be food. Everybody likes to eat.
Yes.
So we're going to have food catered by Cashel.
Okay.
And she's one of our local caterers here in Killeen, Texas. And we're just going to have so much fun. There's going to be a few games. But ultimately, we're going to focus on breast cancer and domestic violence awareness.
Okay, and so what type of awareness? I know that you are a nurse. And if you're just tuned in, you're tuned in to Sundays at the Square. I'm your host, Toni Ringgold. I'm sitting down with the beautiful, amazing, driven, and just an overall sweet person, Natasha Poe. And she is telling me about her event that she is doing called Wrapped Up with Pink and Purple Social. It is going to be a breast cancer and domestic violence awareness event. She's going to be having actually at her home, so it's very intimate. And this is going to be on Saturday, October 7th from 3 to 6 p.m. So what are some of the things, getting back to what we were talking about, what are some of the things that you're going to be doing as far as awareness and helping people to understand what this means?
Okay. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be having different a demonstration on how to pat yourself down to see if you have any lumps or anything around your breast area, the proper way to do that. And if you have any suspicion of anything, the first thing you need to do is contact your primary care physician so that they can make an appointment to get a mammogram done. And also, also knowing that not only do women have breast cancer or can develop breast cancer, men as well. And it doesn't have to be just women, grown women. Our teenage girls can develop breast cancer as well. And just trying to make them aware of what it is that you need to do to get help, where you can go to get the different tests done, and and also hear the testimonies of a breast cancer survivor.
Right.
You know, and I just want us as ladies to come together and love on one another and to reach out to one another, because there are some ladies that's going to be there that currently have breast cancer, and ladies that are there that have overcome it. So just coming together and just sharing their testimonies and loving on one another and just uplifting one another.
Yes. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love
you.
it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So going to the domestic violence awareness, what made you want, because I don't know, is October the Domestic Violence Awareness Month as well?
It sure is. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay, awesome. So I know about breast cancer, but to know that that's domestic violence awareness, that's great as well, to get information out. And you're having someone that's going to come, and she's a survivor, and she's going to be speaking.
Yes, she's a survivor. She's going to be speaking as well, because domestic violence is a secret. It's a secret. Mm-hmm. A lot of women don't like to speak about it. They're ashamed. They're embarrassed. So it's not spoke about a lot. And I want to make women aware that you can stop it. You can get help. There's facilities in the surrounding areas where you can go to. Matter of fact, there's a facility here in Killeen, Texas, Teach Them to Love Ministry with Lolita Gilmore.
Yes.
She has a shelter. And for those that don't know, there is a gala that's going on next year, and she is the recipient for the rap gala for next year, October, the first weekend in October of next year of 2018, and she's going to be speaking as well. So I want to be the vessel, one of the vessels here in the surrounding areas that's making everybody aware of women that have gone through, and making them aware of what they can do and where they can go to get help.
Absolutely. And I love me some Lolita Gilmore.
Yes, isn't she amazing?
Person. Yes, she is. So I am I'm really excited to hear that. She deserves every accolade, anything.
Yes.
She's just a great person. So that's awesome.
Yes, she is.
Awesome.
She is.
Awesome news. And congratulations, Miss Lolita.
Yes, girl.
Yes. So to recap what we talked about today, getting back, we're going to do you're going to be hosting the Wrapped with Pink and Purple, which, if those that don't know, pink represents breast cancer awareness and purple represents domestic violence awareness. So this event is going to be doubly important because not only will you be able to learn how to take care of your physical body, both with the breast cancer and domestic violence, but also your mental health as well, because when you go through domestic abuse, it does take a toll on you mentally that, a lot of people can't even begin to comprehend. So it's great that you're hosting this, and just want to thank you so much for what you're doing in the community. You're always having something going on. I love your positive attitude. I have to tell you guys real quick, I had the pleasure of, like I said, spending some extended time, I said earlier in the show, I was going to have to tell y'all this story real quick. So we went on a trip to New Orleans in July of this year.
Yes.
Shout out to Lakeisha Holmes Herrera.
Yes.
She is the creator of the I Am Woman Experience. And we went out earlier this year in July, right during Essence Fest. So it was a lot of fun. But we stayed in a house. And it was, how many ladies? How many was it?
7 or 8 of us?
7 or 8 of us. And we shared one bathroom, y'all. Listen.
Yes, one bathroom.
We made it work. And you got to see, like, people's true nature because, I mean, every woman knows she likes to have her own space, her own bathroom, you know. And so we got to spend time with each other. And, you know, what I really, really enjoyed about Miss Natasha is that she just kept a smile, even when times were a little tough. She kept a smile, and we just kept going. And I just really, am so excited to have had the opportunity to spend time with her. And I'm so excited to now have the opportunity to help put the word out about what she's doing in the community. Again, you are thebomb.com, Miss Natasha Poe.
Thank you.
If people
want thebomb.com.
Thank you. If people want to get in contact with you, how can they do so?
Okay, they can call me at 254-462-3417 or on Facebook, Natasha Poe. You just ask for an invite, and I will invite you. And if you're really seriously interested in becoming a part of Rapping in God's Love group, I will also invite you to that as well. And I currently have a website, but it is under construction for the raps and things that I have for queens that are interested in purchasing. But for the most part, I do a lot of marketing on Facebook and Instagram. And so if you're interested in rapping with God, rapping in God's love, rapping in God's word, contact me. My number is 254-462-3417.
Awesome. I definitely will. I'm definitely going to be contacting you even more and putting you out there anymore. And for all of our listeners, y'all make sure that y'all contact Miss Natasha Poe. I'm telling you, this woman, this is just a tip of the iceberg of who she is and where she's going. So if you have not followed her, I suggest you follow her. I suggest you get to know her now before she, makes it big or whatever. Forgets about us little people.
Thank you.
But again, I want to thank you so much for coming on to Sundays at the Square. And I want to thank all of our listeners for listening. Also, remember, you can follow me, Toni Ringgold. That's RINGGOLD. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram at Toni Ringgold Music. Also, if you are looking for voice lessons or piano lessons, make sure you hit your girl up. I am located in Harker
I'm going to be hitting you up.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
yes,
do it soon.
I am.
I'm going to call you. We'll talk after
this. Yes.
Yes, I am trying to get clients so I can go ahead and close up this roster. But okay. Anybody that is interested in voice lessons, whether it's a kiddo or an adult, or if you're interested in beginner's piano, I am your girl. So you can contact me at 254-577-0993. Again, that's 254-577-0993. Want to thank everyone for tuning in once again. You guys are amazing. I hope that you have a wonderful Sunday. Hope that you are enjoying yourselves and just stay safe out there. Y'all be blessed, and always remember there is enough sun for everyone to shine.
Amen.
Amen. Y'all be blessed.